6. Command Toga, SRS runway, auto thrust is blue. 80 knots, thrust set. 5500. 31. Rotate.
Well, hello, surprise. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Surprise Sunday stream coming at you, fresh off a 3-day trip that was an absolute killer. But I was sitting around today and I was like, you know what? I just want to do one quick stream because I go out for another 2-day trip tomorrow. And I just had the itch to get back in the sim just to try going into Pensacola, Florida. We got a short flight today, Orlando, Pensacola. I'm actually flying into Pensacola this next trip coming up on Tuesday. What's tomorrow? Monday? Yeah, Monday or Tuesday, one of the days. I fly in and out of Pensacola. So I figured, why not? Let's just go take a quick peek over there. I saw a Payware airport that looked pretty good quality, a little bit steep on the price, like 21 bucks or something for such a small airport like Pensacola, but I picked it up. It looked really detailed. We're going to take a look at it when we get over there, and I thought I'd take y'all along for the ride. So thank y'all for tuning in today on this Sunday afternoon. Hope all is well. We're going to finish up the stream hopefully within about an hour and a half or so. Then we can see Brooks Koepka tee off. Well, we'll probably miss the tee off, but we'll see him at least on the back nine for the PGA Championship for my golf fans out there. Lauren, good to see you. Brian, good to see you. Bren, Tyson, smoking some ribs. Oh, man, I'm jealous of you. I'm going to fire up the smoker today, but we're going to do wings. We're doing wings this afternoon. I'm going to smoke them. A little SPG. I'm going to put them on the air fryer. Dude, money. Flight Dispatch 320. Speedbird, good to see you, man. Hey, Mr. Speedbird, my last trip, I swear I'd never had so many Speedbirds follow me throughout my real world flying. I mean, I had a Speedbird pretty much every approach I did. We were either behind us or in front of us. It was awesome, man. I was thinking about you. Good to see you. Team Vodka in the house. Good to see you, man. Team Vodka, hope you're doing well, my friend. Jeff L., Flight Sim Guy, Skyfall, King Jester is also here. Aviation Blaze. And let's see, Jacobs, Lazaros. Ionitis. Man, I probably destroyed that. But what's up? Good to see everybody. Welcome to the stream. Let's go ahead and get right into it, shall we? Looking in a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Orlando. I don't know what payware this is. I think this is a payware. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a handcrafted, but it looks pretty darn good right now. We're in the Fenix A320. We're going to check it out. I cannot wait for these IAE engines. I mean, these CFMs are like, yeah, okay, cool deal and all, but man, not only am I excited about the IAE engines that are coming, if you guys read the change log that's coming with those IAE engines and the custom engine model, it's going to be, it's just going to be awesome. So I cannot, I'm just as excited for the IAE engines, the physical appearance and what it does to the airplane, as well as having a custom engine model, because that is probably one of the larger drawbacks to the Fenix, is it have that default engine model. It's decent, it's okay, it gets the job done, but you can still tell it's definitely a tweaked version of Microsoft's engine model. So I'm super excited for that. Crow, thank you for the 24 months of support, my friend. The king is back. How did I miss this? Crow, welcome back to the stream, man. Yeah, we're doing incognito streams for about another week, so I'm not sending out any notifications. I sent out a soft notification on this one, just a little here message in the Discord, because I don't want to get everybody hyped and then just have the stream not work out. So I'm kind of I'm feeling my way around the new internet connection. I think it's more or less just going to be kind of a spotty thing. Hopefully it's good more times than it's bad. So anyways, I hate ye daddy, indeed. So let's go ahead and fire it up. I am DJC. If you're talking about the Fenix info, it's all over the Discord. You can check it out, phoenixsim.com. They have a huge update changelog, all kinds of good stuff on there. I mean, super detailed stuff. So I cannot wait to see what they come up with. Fenix is really doing some good things with that V2. So whenever it's ready, I'll be ready. Hopefully they don't release it before I go on a trip. I have a 4-day trip. I have a full-blown 4-day trip coming up, which I typically stay away from 4 days. But I guarantee you, well, I don't guarantee you, they'll probably release it as soon as I leave for that trip. Just watch. I'm going to have to speak with Amir on that and be like, hey, I need y'all to release this when I have some time off. So anyway, Brooks ET's off, I think, at 2:30 Aviation Blaze. So in about another 30 minutes here. So that's why we're no more chit-chat. Let's get this airplane fired up. Battery 1, Battery 2. ATC is online. That's awesome. We already got a PDC. That just came across. Let's go ahead and turn up some integral lights here. Let the airplane fire up. Oh, yeah, looking good out there. Just checking the internet connection here with the frame drop. Seems to be okay. Had dropped 0.04% frames as soon as I hit the go live button, but then it just ever stopped, so we're good. Rand Cooley, those wings are looking fine, my friend. Good to see you. Q8 recommended your channel as one of the top 10. Whoa, really? Did he now? Rand, well, I am absolutely honored that Q8 would put me in the top 10 channels to follow. That's phenomenal. He's definitely at the top of the list for y'all. If you haven't heard of Q8, you got to check him out. He's top 3 for me, no doubt. That's very kind of him. Awesome, Rand. Thanks for letting me know. Where would you guys go do the pre-flight briefing? Max Racing, it just depends. You know, sometimes at the gate, sometimes typically not at the crew room, because I never really go to the crew room unless I have to. I know as a commuter that might be different, but you know, as a home base captain, I just typically show up at the airplane when the crew's all together. We'll do it either in the galley, either in the cockpit, up at the gate. Just kind of depends, man. Q8 is the deal, indeed, Team Vodka. He did yesterday, Ranko. I'll have to check that video out. He was flying the ATR. I think I was actually watching his ATR New Zealand flying. So, all right. Q8 is too kind, man. Too kind. Q8 is probably the nicest human in the flight sim community. Him and XP are just two absolute wonderful gentlemen. All right, we're going to get everything fired up here. That's good. CVR test is done. We'll go strobe auto nav position 1. Off auto. That's in auto. Everything looks good. We should do a battery test, but we know it'll fail. We're going to skip it. I do have a line check coming up, so we'll be doing a line check preparation stream here within the next week or so. Alright, everything looks good up the right-hand side. Whoa, still getting used to the mouse, still getting used to this mouse, but we'll be alright. Everything looks good here. Greetings from the UK, going to watch the Space AX2 mission. Have fun. Hey, DJ Cat, take it easy, man. Enjoy the space launch. Alright, let's take a look here. That's loading up. Hydraulics are good. Engines are good. Nice and warm, 31C, 18, plenty of oil in there, and pressurization is in auto. All right, good deal. Let's come down here. Let's go ahead and initialize. Let's get the box loaded up, and let's get off the gate. I think we were scheduled out at 30. Oh, before I even do this, I'll tell you what, we'll do flight init, we'll initialize, and then we're going to get the GSX boarding started right now because we got 162 people. We got quite a few people coming up to Pensacola. Funny enough, Pensacola was one of my first ever, my first ever flight as a captain off of training was in the Airbus was Cabo, I believe. I think that was that was my first ever flight as a captain in the Airbus. I went to Cabo, and then I think probably the second trip as a captain I did Pensacola, which I didn't realize it's actually, it can get a little spicy in there. I mean, the runways aren't super short, but you got to pay attention, no doubt. So, all right, that has been initialized. We'll do an init request here, and I'll tell you what, I absolutely smashed it too. It was probably my second trip as a captain in the left seat of the Airbus and going into Pensacola. I did not float it out, let's just say that. I did not float it out. I want to board everybody, please. I got my track IR head clip, keeps clipping my microphone. Well, our favorite Georgian is Zeph on that list of a nice flight sim people. Chaos, too kind, man. Appreciate you, man. All right. And Chaos, I paid special attention to the flight attendant sounds. So, yeah, I can't hear it. You would definitely be able to hear that sitting here with the door open. Now, can we hear it with the door open? Let's see. Yeah, so I would definitely be able to hear that in the real airplane. I paid special attention twice, 2 separate flights. All right, flight number, we are Frontier 357. Cost index, so I don't care, we're going 99. I don't know what the paperwork says. Our cruise altitude that we filed is, let me see here, what did we file? 320, we'll file that. Hopefully we'll get a direct. We got some ATC online. Just kind of hoping we'll get a direct too after departure. We'll just do a quick align on ref. We don't really need to do that, but we're going to hustle it up. Flight plan is in. We'll come back to our, actually, let's just do it now while we're here. So we'll do our initial flight plan. We'll stay in order. Departure, our PDC gave us an expect 36 right for departure. So we're PDC set 36 right, so we're going to set 36 right here, and we are on the Red Sox 1 departure. And we're going out to the Jeffries transition. Boom, that is set. That looks good. And we'll insert that. And oh my goodness, Team Vodka, holy damn is right, Chaos. Team Vodka. Dude, gifting 20 memberships to the channel. Team Vodka, I can't thank you enough for your continued generous support, man. Appreciate you. Very, very kind of you, man. Thank you. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Hope you're cooking up something delicious, man. I'm gonna be firing up the smoker this afternoon. So, thank you for the support, Team Vodka, guys. If you are one of the lucky 20 members that just got a gifted sub, shout out Team Vodka. Let them know you're appreciative of the subscription or the membership. Make sure you check out some of the members-only content for your first month free. If you like the kind of content on the members-only channel, consider becoming a member full-time. For those of you that are members, check out some of the shorts videos I post, and that's kind of, you got members-only section on the Discord. So thanks again, Team Vodka. Vodka opened up the new members bottle. Robert S., he did indeed. I'm going to mute the alert box here momentarily, or else we'll just be listening to 20 seatbelt signs going on and off. But thank you. And Mr. Fiber himself, he joined Private Pilot. Thank you, sir, for becoming a member as well. Appreciate the support. Okay, for Pensacola, let's see what kind of weather. I got some funky GPS thing going on here. You guys see that? I don't know what's going on there. But let's go over to Navigraph, and I want to see what kind of weather we got. So let's go my flight. Man, I'm so used to navigating the fly-by-wire EFB here. All right, 020 at 8, 10 miles and clear. So I would, if we're 020, what kind of runway can we expect? And Pensacola has no star, and it just has a few approaches. So it's one of those airports, it's good to kind of practice some of those, you know, if you don't have a star, how do you plan for descent and all that? So with 020, we'll probably do 3-5, or we could land with a crosswind on the longer, well, they're about the same length, actually. So I tell you what, why don't we plan 3-5 what kind of approaches we got to 3.5. Anything? We got an RNAV. We haven't done an RNAV in a while. Let's do an RNAV GPS 3.5 into Pensacola today. I don't think I've done this approach in real life. I've landed the other way and the other way. So we'll do the RNAV 3.5. And then it'll be straight visual as well. And man, last night, I got to tell you, I got a members only story for y'all from last night. We got some crazy stuff going on last night. Flight plan. I'm still not entirely sure. I'm not going to get a little phone call. God, it's just one of those trips, man. All right, we'll do the 3.5 right via Penzi. Our clearance takes us all the way down Crestview inbred, or inbred. That doesn't sound right. But anyway, Penzi is the approach. I tell you what we're going to do. After Penzi, we're technically cleared direct to the airport. So this is what we do here. This is something that you kind of want to throw in. After Penzi, I'm going to put in the airport as well before the approach. So Penzi, Pensacola, Disco, and then the arrival. Because sometimes we'll get a direct to, and if they give you direct to the airport, you'll just cleared out your whole approach. So these airports that you fly to that don't have arrival procedures, it's always a good technique to throw that in there because technically, by definition, after Penzi, we're cleared direct to the field. And then we still have our approach in there in case we need it. So that's how we've got that set up. Secondary, we'll do a quick initialization, MCO to MCO here. We'll do a return of that. Fire Flyer 1002. Thank you so much, man, for the 5 months of support. Says, hey V1, glad to relax watching your stream. Fire Flyer, well, glad to have you on board, man. Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight. Man, that's a pet peeve of mine when pilots say that. I try not to ever say that on my PAs, but I think it's applicable to the stream. So Fire Flyer, thanks for the support, and enjoy our flight over to Pensacola. We're blasting off 3.6. If we got to come back around, I want the... do we have any ILSs? Let's just come right back to ILS 3.6 right. That works for me. Secondary, perf. Remember, we don't really care about anything except the approach data. I don't know what the baro is. I'll put 200 in there. It should be close enough. It's Florida. It's all pretty flat. 0 for 0 on the wind. Temperature is 3.2. We're pulling that off of the ECAM. And the QNH will hit the magic barrel ref key 29904. Greetings from Germany. Dennis Airbus Sim. Welcome to the stream, man. Long way away. Hope you enjoy it. Lauren says after 11, at lots of airports, you just get direct to the field or VOR. That's right. When people were coming into Detroit with the wrong arrivals, it was direct DXO, then vectors. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's one good thing about flying late night is you can get those directs. And it can shorten up your flight a few minutes. No doubt about it. All right, perf data will leave blank. And NIT B, we're looking at this. Our fuel, we need 15.8. We have 15.8. It is on board and balanced incorrectly in the tanks, but we know that's a bug, so we'll just go ahead and get our tank pups on. Seatbelt sign is on. We'll close that, and we'll put that in the McDo for reference. 15.8 is set. Now, we actually have, since we loaded instantly, we do have our preliminary stuff here. Looking forward to the Fenix V2. You and me both, Barago. You and me both. These Florida waypoints, nice. Yeah, I know, right? It would make sense for Florida. Florida man. All right. What was I going to do? We were going to look at weight and balance. One thing I saw in that Fenix V2 update that talked about the transitions on the EFB being much quicker. I think that'll be a very welcomed update. 130.2 and 30.3. 130.2 and 30.3 is set. That goes there. We can actually run our takeoff speeds preliminary since we're not really waiting on that. So let's do that now. Thrust set simulations. V1 Bill Barrett here. This is my new name now that I'm retired. Going to try the streaming thing. Thrust set. Well, that is awesome, man. More power to you. I hope you have a great adventure going down the streaming rabbit hole. And if you have any questions, man, don't hesitate to reach out. But that's exciting, man. Congrats on retirement as well. Absolutely. All right, we are going to do optimum flappage, force toga, anti-ice off, packs off. Well, let's see. Maybe we'll do packs on. Well, we should do packs off. I don't know. How many likes we got? Oh, we only have 51 likes. For a surprise stream, I think we're going to have to do packs on. Unless you guys can bump up those like numbers and we can crest 100 likes here, then we'll do packs off takeoff. But until then, you guys have to listen to the packs providing air conditioning. just not as fun. So packs on because you guys are lame. That's fine. Takeoff 145.6. Weather will sync live and calculate. Will you be jumping into the E-Jet in X-Plane? Freedom BW, believe it or not, I think I'm going to have to give it a try. The E-Jet was the first transport category aircraft that I was, actually that's not true. The E-Jet was the first airline airplane that I flew as a captain and obviously as a first officer as well. So the E-Jet family is near and dear to my heart. The 170s, 190s, all the variants. Great airplanes, loved them. Did a lot of cool things. I'm very fortunate in my 190 flying. It was charter. So I got to fly Embraer 190s into podunk airports in the middle of nowhere, and you're flying this. I mean, the E190 is not a small. I mean, it's a regional jet, but it's really no slouch when it comes to going into these smaller airports. So some of you may remember on the podcast I talked about the time we popped an E190 emergency exit slide in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas, when we were getting ready to pick up a team of cheerleaders. That was a very sad day because we couldn't take them to their destination. But E190 is a great airplane. 170 is a great airplane. I might indeed have to check it out. So, all right, we got 20, 40, 40 flaps, 1, no flex. 120, 140, 140 flaps, 1, no flex. Only 93 likes. Fine, I see how it is. That's fine. We'll be all right. That looks good there. What is the Fenix V2? Fiber. So the Fenix Simulations Airbus, the one that we are in right now, they're working on a massive update. They're bringing new engines to the airplane, and they're also tweaking some other things, such as the EFB. They're working on overall performance of the airplane. So a really welcomed update. Some crosswind handling characteristics as well. There is no release date on it, but hopefully, from what we gathered from the update, it is in beta or getting very close to being pushed into beta. So it should be coming soon. I'm looking for a beacon code here in VATSIM. Where is the beacon code? I feel like the beacon code is always hidden. Oh, I got 2 deep PDCs. Now we got 3-5 left. Why y'all gotta do this to me? All right, 8 is short of entry taxiway. I know. Where's the beacon code? Lauren, y'all need to reformat this. Transponder 3474. It's right there in front of my face, but we need to reformat those PDCs. 3474. Pilot flying is on position 1. That looks good. So the only change for Frontier 357 is going to 3-5 left for departure. So let's change our runway. That's no big deal. It's going to delete our speeds, but we'll go departure 3-5 left now. And we are going to be on the same SID, so we got to go Red Sox 1, and we're going out to Jeffries transition. We'll insert that. We got to redo our takeoff data. It's right there, 20, 40, 40. Oh, it doesn't work that way? I thought I could click it. All right, 120, 140. It might be different. You would have to rerun it in real life, but semantics. Now, actually, going northbound, there is a thrust reduction a change here, so we actually need to change this. I don't have my EFB with me. I think it's 2500 aside. Thrust reduction and acceleration, we bump it up to 2500 going northbound on the Jeffries departure because the SID is such a steep climb gradient for the 320. We need to be able to meet those first restrictions, so that's why we adjust that. You'll see that waypoint here. SAWs that are above 2300 feet. So we manually adjust the thrust reduction and acceleration going northbound on the Red Sox and a couple other RNAV stars. I don't have my iPad with me, but I know basically any RNAV northbound in Orlando in the A320 might want to bump these suckers up. Going southbound on the same departure, you don't need to worry about it. All right, everything looks good in the box. We're pretty much ready to go. We don't need ADF. We're not that old. Let's go VOR. Let's get the APU fired up. Take a listen outside. Mr. J. Dub coming in with a $5 super chat. J-Dub, appreciate the support, man. Hope you're well. It's been a while. My first trip on my private ticket was New Braunfels, Texas. Oh, wow. To Pensacola in a Cessna 172 a lifetime ago. Cheers, V1. J-Dub, I had the alert box off for that. I apologize. But I appreciate the super chat, and that's very neat, man. New Braunfels, Texas to Pensacola in a 172. That's a nice little flight, man. No doubt about it. Well, good deal, J-Dub. I hope you're well. Hope you're enjoying the sim. Hope you're having a good weekend. Thanks for the support. Has there been a time where the McDo disagreed with each other? Yes, I've seen that. Where would you find the reduction altitude? I cannot find that on Navigraph. No, Arlen, that's going to be most likely proprietary company information. Now, there's nothing classified about that, so I can tell you about it, but it's basically, unless you're flying for an airline, you're probably not going to get that piece of information. All right, we'll climb via SID, so I guess we could take a look at our departure. We'll actually see what the SID top altitude is. Let's go back to Orlando. Departure. Actually, I'll just go to star charts. And we're going to 3.5, so... Oh, we got a long taxi? Why? Why? Ground controller hates me. Ground controller hates me. There is no ground controller online. How is MCO... ATIS. Oh, I guess I gotta contact Jack Center for taxi or approach. I guess I'd call approach for taxi. That always throws me for a loop. It's topside down. I don't know what that means. Do I call center or approach? Probably approach, right? Because they're closer. All right, so 3.5 left, long taxi out, up and over the bridge. I tell you what, we'll do a single engine taxi because I like to make my life difficult in the simulator. Apparently, Red Sox 1 climb via SID is. Top altitude of 7,000. 7,000 is set. So we'll put up our taxi page. We'll put 7,000 in the FCU. 7,000 is set. Everything looks good there. We'll go here. We'll go here. It hasn't been quite 3 minutes, but I think we're ready to go. Jack's approach is just for Jack's. Yep, Jack Center controls MCO. Okay, 3592. And we'll call them short of the entry point. 3592. I can hear the pack spooling up. That's pretty cool. Let's prepare for pushback and departure. Fiber, any recommendation on how to become an airline pilot? Fiber, any recommendation on how to become an airport? I would look into flight training programs that have a pathway program. If you want to be an airline pilot, then get yourself into a pathway program. Basically, they take you from 0 all the way up, and then will give you some instruction, or like you could become an instructor, they give you a contract, and then maybe onto an airline. That would be my recommendation. Brian Valdez getting my PPL. You're a big inspiration. Brian, or Brian, hope I'm saying that right. Thank you so much, man, for the continued support, and that makes me feel very good that I'm an inspiration for you. I hope you continue to stay on the grind and knock out that PPL, man. It's a fun journey. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the whole journey. You know, in Phoenix you can start both engines together? Really, I did not know that. I do know it's not, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but it does not work in real life. Peyton Carrera, I passed my oral part of the check ride, haven't done the flying line. Peyton, that is fantastic, dude. Congratulations. Now you just get to relax and think about the flying part. Get that oral out of the way. The orals, to me, I always stress more about the oral than I did about the actual flying. So getting the oral done, that's nice, man. You can sit back, relax, and just knock out the flying portion next. Luller Pilot, 15 months of support. My man, I want to go nose right, tail left. Thank you for the support. Great to see you again from V1HQ. Oh, yeah.
I missed your last stream. Happy to catch this one. Any coffee offered on board this flight? I could use it.
Brakes release. Mr. Cowley Simmer with the $10 bank angle check. Thank you so much, man. I know you threw me for a loop there when you said good morning. I do forget I am full-blown East Coaster now. Thank you so much for the $10 bank angle check. Any coffee order on board this flight? I could use it. Yeah, we got a full load of coffee here with some fresh water that's probably got E. coli in it or chloroform because the tanks have never been washed out. That's why I don't drink airplane coffee. So if you want to risk it, my friend, for $10, I get you a couple cups of airplane coffee. If not, you're going to have to wait till we get to our destination. Interesting thing is we had a potable water failure yesterday, and then we couldn't drain the tanks. And then they finally got the tanks to drain, and let me tell you, potable water, that's what you drink on the airplane. That water that was coming out of the drain mast, which is supposed to be clean, smelled like absolute dog poop. All right? Nasty. So, y'all who drink airplane coffee are pretty wild. Why are y'all freaking? I did not forget the beacon. Beacon is on, my friends. We are good to go. I'm having some interesting scenario up there with the. We're just gonna pretend we don't see that. Different breed, aviation blaze. Water gets boiled for coffee. It's probably fine. Yeah, Lauren, have you ever had the hottest coffee that you can get on the airplane? It's lukewarm. I challenge all of you airplane coffee drinkers. Next time you're on an airplane, just request hot water. So say you're going to do a tea. You want to do tea, so sometimes I'll just give you hot water. Request a cup of just hot water. Look at the floaties that are in your water cup and tell me how hot it is. Brakes are set. Clear to disconnect.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Guys, I do have an announcement to make. I was going to pin this, but I wasn't really going to. I forgot I was streaming today. So, if you are interested in the tiller, we have the tiller cam. Nobi over at Cat 3 Designs has stated that they are making tillers again. There is a promo code for 20% off. Promo code is V1. Yeah, promo code V1, capital V, numerical 1, will get you 20% off the Cat 3 Design tiller. What is happening in here? What we got some funny business happening, ladies and gentlemen. We have some interesting things happening with our wheels outside. We're going to pretend none of it's happening. I'm not even going to start until they disconnect completely. Looks like we have a flat tire. If you ever want to know what a flat tire looks like on a 320, this is what it looks like. Because I've seen it. All right, there is a tug, tow. I got, how many thugs we got? I only got one thug and a tow. There's two. Two thugs and a tug. And there's the pin. So we'll wave off. We'll go ahead and do an engine start here. So engine mode to ignition start. Enjoy the startup sounds. Here we go. Lowercase 1, Tyson. That's funny.
Clear to start engine.
Alberto D. Good to see you, man. Janice, you definitely can start during pushback, but I just like to sit back and enjoy the startup sounds. That's why we have it. That's why I typically don't do it on stream. But oh yeah, man, we start them up and roll during pushback all the time. All right, we got a good start on one. We're waiting for the avail light to come on. Any tips for FO interview at an airline? Everything you do, oh boy. Everything you do is going to be monitored, so just make sure you are aware of that. We got a brakes hot ECAM, so let's do this. Let's do this here. Flaps 1. We'll come back and deal with that here in a second. Exclamation specs, Maxims. It's no 220 whale start. It's okay. I know. No 220. All right, we got flaps 1. We're doing a single engine taxi, so we're going to yellow electric pump on, APU bleed off, taxi light on, and trying to we'll see. Hopefully that's all right. Brakes released. 340. Why are they so hot? There we go. GSX. This is the first time GSX has ever destroyed my brakes. We'll see what we can do by the time we get there. We may have to take off with hot brakes, which is a no-no. And the single engine taxi performance is not all that great in this airplane either. Alright, so we'll go Juliet 2. Come on. Brakes are off, right? Yeah, brakes are off. Are we stuck? We'll get up here on a flat ground, then we'll make sure our tires aren't flat. When would you use emergency cancel over the cancel? Captain Bob, I just used it yesterday. So any nuisance warning. So basically we had a center tank pump in op right here. So after takeoff, that thing just kept popping up because it had 80 pounds. It triggers at 80 pounds. And it was going between 60 and 80. So every like 30 seconds we get a center tank pump fault. We get a trap fuel ecam. So we just EMR canceled that. It's part of the MEL. Anytime you have a nuisance warning. Whoa! We got all kinds of funny things happening. Let's go ahead and flip over to center approach control, whatever it is here, and we are short of Juliet 1 with information. Alpha. Jack's Frontier Flight 357. We're short of Juliet 1, information Alpha, ready taxi.
Frontier 357, squawk mode Charlie, runway 36 right, taxi via Bravo 4 Bravo, altimeter 2994.
36 right, Bravo 4 Bravo, Frontier Flight 357. We got to change the frickin' runways again. These guys are killing me. 36 right. Red Sox.
American
Jeffries.
1636, Jacksonville Center, good afternoon.
Is that 3 runway changes? 2 runway changes. Alright, there we go. Let's go, brakes off. Let's go. Pete, where are we going?
Good afternoon, Osprey 495 at Orlando, ready for taxi.
You give me Bravo 4 Charlie, is that what he said? Alright, let's see if we can go. I don't think we're going to be able to single engine taxi. We'll get the other engine started up here too. Yo, electric pump is off, APU bleed is
It's all
on.
aircraft. Unfortunately, Jacksonville Center's going to have to close now, so radar services are terminated for everybody. Frequency changes are approved. We'll see y'all next time.
Alright.
Thank you, Jacksonville. Happy birthday.
A quick hop, he said. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to just go ahead and start engine 2. Because it does not like taxiing on single engine, apparently. We'll be fine, y'all. It's 3:05. We can make it to the runway without. We'll be fine. Y'all need to calm down. We got hot brakes. Airplane's gonna blow up. That was that guy's birthday? I like that controller. Alright, we'll go 36 right though. Bravo 4 Charlie. I don't know if this is Bravo 4. Is this Bravo 4? Close enough. We don't have ATC on. Yeah, this is Bravo 4. Wow, what is up with this scenery? It's really wobbly. There's a bus transfer, so it sounds like we got a good start on number 2. We are all sorts of wobbly. Oh, don't want to go in crank mode. That's good. Everything up on the overhead, we'll clear that off, And we'll go on down Charlie. Oh, that's what it is, Lauren. It's handcrafted, Orlando. Hey, look, y'all. Our brakes are below 300. We will survive. Yeah, that controller is cool. I remember flying into either Orlando or Tampa with him, doing some crazy controlling. Oh yeah, this is definitely a handcrafted Azobo airport for sure. Now I can see it. All right, we are flaps 1. Everything is set. Let's go ahead and do a flight control check. Full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, neutral. Auto brakes max, takeoff config check. That's coming on, that's coming on. Mode Charlie should have been on anyway. It's a Phoenix bug, so we got that. That's a Phoenix bug. And the fly-by-wire, that doesn't happen. You put your transponder in auto, it actually works properly. Yep, you can also leave the gear down after takeoff, absolutely. But we shouldn't need to use it. I think we're going to be just fine. All right, let's hop back to Unicom. It's a straight shot here. Let's put 122.8. In the Unicom, we did that. Brake fans are still on. Now, the brake fans have to be off for takeoff, but we're going to keep rolling. I've actually, I've been in these scenarios in real life too with the wheels this hot and you're just got to nurse it. We're down to 260, so we'll be fine. Outside air temp, it is warm outside. It is 32. But as long as you don't touch the brakes when you get down there, all the way down in this taxi, you should be all right. Yeah, Jose, I get the same thing. You got to tap the brakes. Yep, I've had that too. Captain Bob, it depends. It actually depends. Some do, some don't. Wouldn't maximum brake temp for takeoff in case brake fans are used to be 150? That could be a company SOP thing, but brake fans must be off for takeoff. But yeah, so all the brake fans do is they cool down the temperature sensor on the brakes. They don't the brakes, they are cooling, but they are not being as cooled as rapidly as the sensor. So when the brake fans come on, you're just cooling the brake fan temperature probe. But the fans have to be off for takeoff. So we're just going to creep along here. So I think it's also an issue. There's definitely an issue. I don't know if this will be addressed in V2. But ground friction, and this could be a sim thing. I'm kind of thinking it's a sim thing. I don't know. The PMDG seems to have pretty decent ground friction. I don't know. I heard Flight Deck to Sim complaining about that too. Ground friction in this sim in general is off. Like right now, 2-engine taxi at 30% N1 at 145,000 pounds, we would be doing 35 knots. So these airplanes taxi very easy at idle thrust. Now, super high gross weights, that's a different story. But 145,000 pounds, that's not even all that heavy. So I don't know if it's a ground friction with the Phoenix or if it's just a simism in general. I'll turn up QV pilot here. We have a spiritual wings. Little spiritual wings down there. Good old Orlando. I always like looking for alligators in those ponds. One of the last times I was here, after a massive thunderstorm, there was a baggage cart out there in one of those little islands. Just half submerged. The CFMs, that is true. The CFMs are also weak. It comes to a complete stop at lightweight at idle thrust, Andre. Yeah, it does. That's not realistic at all. Oh, Kyle, the PMDG will also stop if you don't add thrust? Interesting. Yeah, this is a nice straight taxiway. I'm not even using the tiller. We're just kind of using the rudder. That one needed to be a little bit more tillerized. The best, to this day, I still think the best ground friction airplane was the FlyJSim 737 and 727. Their ground friction model in X-Plane 11 was perfect. breakaway thrust to get rolling, and then it would just roll.
Lando, ground to the frontier flight. We're holding short of Bravo on trailer. Just gotta wait a sec for our brakes to cool down.
Rookie. Guys, if you get hot brakes on the pushback, just pretend you had an FO, a rookie FO, that smoked the brakes on you. Whoa! That must be the troll that joined the stream when he asked where I was flying to. What if the leg rests? Oh, these right here? No, they don't work. Tray table does, though. You can't pop those down. Alright, so this is where you'd make one smooth brake application. And we'll come to a stop here. And look at that, 185. Oh, we're doing good. I'm not even gonna set the brake. Do I? Oh yeah, all the time I use the leg rest. All the time, every flight. Every flight. Bravo 10. I forget I can use my middle mouse. Yeah, the spiritual wings with the IEs looked great.
Orlando traffic was Space 495, holding short 36 right of the Bravo 9, number 2.
Alright. He's at Bravo 9 and he said number 2, so Orlando traffic, Frontier Flight 357, holding short 36 right. And I guess if you're holding, we'll go number 1. Orlando traffic, Frontier Flight 357, departing 36 right to the north. Orlando. Alright, lights are on. Light them up. Let's go. Final looks clear. I'm so fresh off a trip, I'll even remember to hit your guys' little favorite chrono button. Should we do a rolling takeoff? Let's do a rolling takeoff. Spool them up 50 in the turn. Don't snub the nose wheel. Get her nice and straight before you take off thrust. Nose forward, take off. Man, Toga SRS runway auto thrust blue. Got to do a rolling takeoff every now and then. Thrust set. 100 knots. Check. V1. Rotate.
Orlando traffic was Space 495.
Positive rate. Here it.
Now 6 right.
Nav. Fly with. Watch your ears. Gosh, that looked good, didn't it? Oh man, look at that. Look at that departure. So you can see our thrust reduction is at 2,500 feet, so we got to maintain pitch, maintain that power. And we're climbing 3,000 feet a minute here in 33C. That's not bad. IEs would be doing about 4,000 feet a minute. All right, lower that nose. There's our thrust reduction acceleration. We're still getting a positive trend. Here we come back from the window view. Oh. Thrust climb, auto thrust. Man, that thrust reduction is 10 for 10. are on our way. Just some typical Florida cumulonimbus clouds forming here. All right, there's 2,500 at Fax. We're well above that, or 2,300. So you can see we smoked all that. Let's do a little bit of hand flying today because I'm fresh out of the airplane, literally 12 hours ago. I didn't get to sleep until about 2 o'clock in the morning today. So let's do a little bit of hand flying, kind of analyze the situation of the flight model here. Accelerating 7.5, yeah, that's all right. Here comes S speed. We'll go flap 0. It should have a little airplane will typically pitch up there a little bit. There it is. There's that pitch up. So lower that nose a little bit. And another slight left turn. You go flap 0. Airplane wants to pitch up on you a little bit. So it takes, I don't know, 2 or 3 presses of the stick to get it right back to where you want it. After seeing that V2 update and how they changed the fonts to make it more realistic, now all I see is how off the fonts are, like the sizes and everything. All right, here comes the bank angle check to the left. Man, that looks good, does it not? I feel like the sim looks different. It almost looks like there's some like reshade or something going on. Oh wow, that's a big bank angle check. And there's 7,000. We just floated the aft passengers. Let's go ahead and climb up to 280 for now. Listen to spool up here. We should be thrust climb, open climb. It should spool up. Here comes the spool up. Come on. This is like being an old 319 auto thrust. That's exactly how an old 319 auto thrust acts. It doesn't know, should I spool up? Should I not? Should I spool up? All right, I put the autopilot on. TCAS on standby. RIP. TARA. How's the outside air temp? 22, plenty hot. Man, I was vibing on this view right here, though. Vomit comment. There you go, Alberto. Yeah, that was definitely... They felt it in the back for sure on that one. Yeah, broken clouds to overcast. Best view indeed, Chaos. Indeed. Team Vodka, I believe I did turn film grain off. I think I did that a while ago. Group flight with Fenix 2.0 comes out. Man, when that 2.0 drops with IEs, guys, we will be... If I am off... Gosh, look at that ortho down there, though. It just looks so good. That looks so realistic, guys. I cannot tell you how good this sim looks. Look at the shade, the shadowing from the clouds on the ground. Like, this is how South Florida summertime, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This is exactly what it looks like. Dang. V2, flight dispatch, we'll do group flight. We'll probably do V-Spirit, because V-Spirit has been waiting for IAEs for a really long time. Oh my gosh, almost just tipped my rudder pedals over. So we'll probably be a V-Spirit group flight release party, and we will fly the entire day if we can, because I've been waiting for IAEs since Microsoft was a thing. So here's 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and kill the lights, and this is when Chaos I would definitely hear. I'd go here, forward call. You'd hear a little ding dong in the back, but very faint, and then I also pull up my cabin intercom there as well, so I can hear the flight attendants. We no longer... Oh, I left the brake fans on. So much for taking off the brake fans off in your SOP, so that's on me. My bad. Brake fans should have been off for departure, but we were well below the temp anyway. But still, per our SOP, brake fans need to be off. We have a disco up there, but that's fine, because we're going to get direct crest view. Frontier Flight 357, proceed direct crest view. Direct crest view, Frontier Flight 357. Here we go. All right, we'll go into full screen cam. Remember, if you're interested in the Cat 3 design tiller, exclamation point tiller, promo code V1, capital V, numerical 1, 20% off. You get a tiller. I got a tiller video, pedal disconnect. It's one of the most accurate tillers that I've come across. It's got a hat switch on the backside too, so a little shameless plug there before I put it off. I should have put up a rolling message or something. I just didn't know I was going to stream today. Jamie Fummer. Jamie. I don't want to butcher that last name. Thank you so much for the continued support. 5 months. Cheers using my bad water. Cheers using my bad water airplane coffee. Jamie, cheers to you, my friend. Here, cheers right back at you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Keep in mind, neither X-Plane or Microsoft had a 320 with IEs. Wow, Andre, you're right. Flight Factor never released them. You're absolutely right. I'm going to lower the sim sounds a little bit as we settle into our cruise. Guys, it's looking so good out here today. Let's just do some cockpit cruise climb out. Super flat, boring Florida, but I'm telling you, I'm based on the East Coast. I see Florida almost every trip, it seems like anyway. Maybe not every trip, but I see a lot of it. And if you're not from this area or haven't flown over Florida, this is what it looks like. Looking so good. So we're going to zoom in on this view for a minute. You're absolutely right, Andre. I didn't think about that. I can't believe there was never a 320 with IEs. That is something. What is with the hate with IEs? I think it's because all the developers are European, right? So they're all... Europe is a huge CFM fan club, from what I gather. But doesn't EasyJet have IEs? Or maybe they're CFMs. I know some have IEs, but I think the CFMs are probably higher in Europe. Thrust Set Sim, my overlay CSS file. I'm not sure what that is. Are you talking about Fly Live Studio? That overlay that you see is from Fly Live Studio, man. Get it, download, check out the website. It's free, and then it's just a basic overlay. I'm getting ready to actually change it. I think I want to change the whole thing. Chance Rindy, thank you for the 11 months, man. Ooh, one more month, and you're going to hit a year as a commercial pilot. Chance, thank you so much for the support, man. How's it going, V1? Love seeing the streams again, and can't wait for the 35K special. Yes, Chance, thank you for reminding me. If you are a commercial pilot, the vote is up right now for the 35K sub special. So if you're unfamiliar, if you're just tuning in, maybe it's the first time you've seen this channel, every milestone, which I do 10,000 almost every 10,000 subs, but I don't do it on the even, so I don't do it on the 20 or the 30. We did it at 25, and now we're doing it at 35. So every milestone, we do a V1 World Tour. We started it off when I first hit 7,000 subs. We did a 7-hour flight real-time from Kennedy to London Heathrow, and then we flew all over Europe for the next month and a half. Then our second World Tour was Asia. We did Asia Pacific. Amazing. Then our last one we did was the South America tour, which I think for me might have been my favorite. There was so many beautiful places in South America and so much challenge in the flying in South America that I think that one was my favorite. But the vote is open now for the next World Tour. It's at 35K subs. I'm not going to spoil any spoilers yet, but once we have 35K subs, we're going to do a World Tour. And we basically take off from the US of A. Since I'm based in East Coast, we'll probably fly out of here somewhere on the East Coast and head to our destination. And then each flight, we got to stay with the airplane. We'll fly different airplanes. We'll go to different airports. We'll do different things. But it's basically real time, a real tour. So, Tyler Berg, thank you for the 1 month of support. Awesome to see you back. Hope all is well. Tyler Berg, thank you, man. I hope the stream... I'm glad to be back, and I hope the stream is at least of acceptable quality right now. I'm still getting this error on the YouTube side. I'm not getting a dropped frame error that normally kills the stream. I'm getting a keyframe frequency issue on YouTube side of things. Now I know how to change that. I'm not going to change it during stream. I may experiment with it on the next stream. I may change the keyframe frequency and interval on the next stream to see if this clears up the YouTube error, because I've never had this one before, even on fiber. Even when I've had those really bad streams with frame drop, I've never seen this particular error. So I got to do some investigating. But thank you all for the support. Harry says CFM made the other engine option for the family, which is the type the Fenix currently has. Aha. Citizen HD, good to see you. Yo, V1, every now and then you do still get the surreal feeling of when sitting in the captain's seat of a multi-million-dollar jet, even after years being captain. Citizen HD, you're absolutely right, man, I do. Typically it happens when I'm in a really good mood, so either go-home day, although this go-home day, I was in a great mood till I walked up to the airplane. We could probably go over that whole story. But it does happen, Citizen HD, and the days that I'm really frustrated or it's just things aren't going our way, like whether it's delays or issues and scheduling's jacking you around, I try to kind of pull myself out of the situation for a minute and kind of realize, hey, what am I so upset about? Like, truly, I'm in the left seat of an Airbus. I love what I do. So I am very blessed and very thankful for it. So yeah, it still happens, Citizen HD. I tell you what, when I don't fly for about 3 or 4 days, after about 3 or 4 days, that first trip back to work, it is really hard to put me in a bad mood because I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Like, it's fun. Especially if it's a day trip. Man, that's the best. Do I have any funny ATC stories? Oh yeah, I'm sure I have dozens, man. How do you go from the cockpit to cabin? Chevfan88. Exclamation point wing view, and there is a tutorial video from XP72 that will tell you everything you need to know. You set it up like that video does, you can get a wing view in every single airplane in the simulator where you want it. Now in the Phoenix you don't have to do any of the text editing, you just have to do the correct binding of the keys. Just do the binding of the keys if you're in the Phoenix and you can get any wing view you want, man. So exclamation point wing view, I'll pull it up for you and check out that video. I forget how long it is. It's not very long. But if you just dedicate yourself to watch that video, it doesn't matter what airplane you fly in the sim, you can bind whatever view you want to at the click of a button. Foo Bar in chat. Good to see you, man. Hey, V1 and everyone. What a treat to get home and you're streaming. Yeah, Foo Bar, I did a little under the radar stream today. You know, I wanted to, I wasn't going to. I really wasn't going to stream today. Literally 20 minutes before the stream started, I was like, let's do it. I posted it live. Let's go. I did an internet speed test, and then we were on our way. So we're direct Crestview right now. We're looking good. Only 313 miles to go, 1946. So 46 minutes of flight time. We're cost index 99. I tell you what, we're going to change our top altitude as well. Let's make it an even 300. Flight level 300, everything is good up top, and we're going to set 30 right now. That'll be our cruise altitude. And we're about to go feet wet here, so let's go to this view. Boom. How much delay do you have between doing something in the sim and actually seeing it on the stream? It should be around, yeah, if KS says around 5 seconds. That will depend on your latency. So low latency is what I stream at. Kind of, it's a mix between quality and interaction. If I go to, I forget, what is it, normal latency, you'll get a better picture, but the delay can be upwards of 15 to 20 seconds. I flew from Kennedy to Rome yesterday. Whew, landed at 1:30 a.m. Man, that's dedication. Flight Dispatch 320, if you are a commercial pilot of the channel, it will be on the community tab. So check out the community tab on the main V1 page, and the poll is open for the next V1 World Tour. Will you be pushing the A320 for the long-haul flight or one of the wide bodies? That's a great question. I'm kind of curious. You know, there's been all these updates to what is the headwind. Okay, but here's the thing. Kay, as you probably know this headwind 330, is that not just a fly-by-wire cockpit in a 330 body? Because it looks, I saw a video, it literally looks like this fly-by-wire cockpit and it's a 330 body. If that's the case, not for me, not my personal interest. Hopefully, maybe we'll have the Aerosoft 330 before the tour starts. If not, maybe, depending on where the tour is, we might have to fire up something fast. I don't know. We'll have to see. The surprise is what makes it fun. There's more mods than that, Team Vodka? Okay, I might have to look into it. I don't know. Oh, it has been modified. Okay, maybe I just saw it. Maybe I was looking at the front panel. I didn't see anything other panels. I just saw the glare shield and it looked similar. But yeah, Andre, I'm hoping the Aerosoft 330 will drop. Also, X-Plane is also not out of the question if it's a super long haul for our first flight, because I do love that Throttletek A340. That 340 is freaking fun to fly in X-Plane. You really like it, Team Vodka? Okay, well, if you really like it, Team Vodka, I mean, I do have some weight in your opinion, so I might have to check it out. I watched a video today of the Embraer 112 or something. I think it was the 112. No, that's the Banderanti. What video was it I watched today? It's a really neat looking turboprop PT6s, and I want to buy it just because it is the exact same cockpit or layout as one of the props that I flew with the PT6. So let me see, what was it? It was the but it's like a light. It's like a light. Yeah, Embraer 121. Embraer 121. I want to buy it solely for the cockpit. It's not study level by any means, I don't think, but maybe with some tweaking and some curves, we can make it fly proper. But we'll see. All right, we're level 300, short cruise. So we're going to do seatbelt sign off. We'll come back down here. What is our, we'll put PNS in here. 224. So we really should start prepping for our descent. Now, I made this a point on the last stream because we flew into, where'd we go, Charleston? And they didn't have an arrival either. But this is kind of huge when you're going into these airports that do not have arrivals. So I got Crestview there. I don't really know where my descent is. I don't want to be descending to be 0 at the field from all the way out. So what we do, we go fix info, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to put the airport reference fix here, and then I'm going to put a 30-mile radius, put a 30-mile ring around the airport. And if you look now, if I go to plan view, you can see that I have a 30-mile radius around the airport. So just past Crestview really is where I want to be. Now what we can do to clean this up, since there's no ATC, and hopefully in real life you'd get this too, you might get a clearance. No, if the MOAs are cold, which there's a bunch of MOAs right here in the Gulf, they could say Frontier Flight 357, proceed direct Pensacola. So we'll go direct to Pensacola, but not the Pensacola at the bottom of your flight plan, because if you go to the one at the bottom of your flight plan, you're going to clear out your approach. So we're going to go direct to Pensacola, the one we put in before the approach started. So we're going to go PNS, we're going to go insert, and now you can see we're direct to the airport. And if we zoom out, we'll go back to plan mode here. Now you can see we have a 30-mile ring right in our flight path. Now we still don't have a visual top of descent marker. This is something to like strive to. Like, hey, if I cross this ring at 10,000 feet, 250 knots, I know I'll be stable and be able to get down on the approach. But what we can do in the real airplane, and it works here in the Phoenix, is we can actually create a waypoint where this fixed ring intersects the flight plan. So you can see we have no waypoints right now. So I'm going to go back to my fixed info page, and right here where it says radius, I'm going to press on this arrow. And what that does, it puts in a waypoint, D030 KPNS. I'm going to insert that. Oh, and on this airplane, we have to select heading first. So we'll do that. Boom. And now we'll re-nav it. Now it's important that we go actually back into nav mode. So I'm going to redirect it. We got to intercept it. So let's do this. Go arc, zoom it down. Let's come back to the left. There we go. Now we're in nav mode. So it's important that actually is old software. The real airplane, you don't have to do that anymore unless I believe you're going direct to. So maybe in this scenario you would still have to do it. But that nav's up much easier. I think the tolerances in the real software or the new software now is much greater for re-intercepting your nav. But very important you see this. Go back to nav, or else you'll just be flying in heading mode, and then you'll get a call from ATC, be like, Frontier 357, where are you going? All right, back to what we were talking about. So now we've created that we've literally created a physical waypoint off of that fixed info ring. It's now labeled D030 KPN. Now I don't have the ring anymore, but what we can do is put an altitude and speed on that waypoint. So I want to cross that 250 knots, 10,000 feet. Oops. We'll do it this way. We'll do 250 knots and 10,000 feet, because I know if I'm 30 miles from an airport, and that's in descent phase, we're going to insert that. I know if I'm 30 miles from an airport at 10,000 feet, 250 knots, that I can be down and stable for basically any approach, barring something really crazy. So there we go. So now we'll actually have a vertical deviation, a vertical path, everything set up just like it would be on a star. Now, if you are a visual person, an extra visual person, and you still want a ring around it as well, not a big deal. Fix info, you don't really have to make another one. You could put it on the same one. We'll do a reference fix again, and we'll just do 30-mile radius again. So now I have my ring, and you can see that ring intersects exactly where the waypoint is. So we not only have a ring, but we have a ring and a waypoint. So there is no excuse to be high and fast and unstable on this approach, unlike last night. So that is set. Little ways to go here. Let's take a nice engine view and settle on down. Paul Parker, I'm super excited about it, man. Yeah, Mini Brasilia. So Lauren, the 121 actually had the same wings and engines as the Bandeirante, I believe. Or was it Bandeirante? I think it was the Bandeirante. It was the same wings. And the 121 in particular was kind of a sketch airplane. So there was some flight model characteristics from the 121 that would actually made it kind of dangerous to fly. So I'm kind of curious of picking it up and checking it out. It's $20, Jeff L. Yeah, so I'm not expecting a full-blown study level Embraer 121 for $20, but the biggest problem I have is the sounds are default King Air sounds. It's like, come on, man. So that's why I haven't bought it yet. I was gonna buy it, and then I found that out. So I'm like, I might still pick it up though, just because I want that cockpit layout, and maybe with some tweaking, we can make it fly right. But I am going to do a full-blown turboprop dedication. I don't know. I think a month's a little too long, but probably we'll do turboprop dedication either week or a couple streams where we're going to do just nothing but turboprops. We'll fly every turboprop we have in the sim, from the Caravan to the ATR 72, which I prefer the 42, but we'll fly them. King Air, definitely. Flight Dispatch 320, it's classified information. Well, it'll be a podcast. Can you create an along track fix? Can you create an along track fix? I fixed 30 miles from Pensacola along current route. Wingnut. Well, I'm trying to understand. You mean like a parallel track? I.e. a fix 30 miles from Pensacola along the current route. Yeah, so Wingnut we just did. So that was one way of doing that, by making the ring and then hitting the beam. The other way to do that is you can actually code it. So to create this waypoint without going through fix info, it would have been, you would do PNS, and then you would do this side at 30 miles, and then you would put it in there. Now, I don't know. I wonder if I can put one at 40. If I put it on top of there. Does it have to come after? I don't think it's going to work now. There we go. PBD01. So there we go. I had to put it after. We could do the heading and track first. So let's do it again. Insert. And then we go back in nav. So we'll push for manage nav. Now we're recaptured. So now I should have created another waypoint. So yes, that's how you can create the waypoint. So there's PBD01. That's my pilot database 01 waypoint that I created. And you could do the same for 30. It's just, I like showing guys the fix info trick because it gives you the option to just have a ring and or have a ring and the waypoint. And depending on how your flight plan box is laid out, depending on where your waypoints are in relation to the fix that you're trying to adjust off of, it may not let you code it directly like we did by putting in fix / minus whatever distance you want from this fix to make a waypoint. So depending on how your plan is laid out, it may not let you. The fix info way is a foolproof way of doing it. That's why I show that way first. But you could definitely make any waypoint you want by doing that coding trick there. Now, in the Embraer 170, you could do that whole thing with an altitude. So in the Embraer 170, I don't remember if it was exactly this format, but it would be point. It was PBD, yeah, point bearing distance. So point, and then you would skip the bearing. So in the Embraer, you would do 2 slashes because you don't want a bearing. You want your current bearing to or from the current waypoint. And then you could put the altitude. So you go fly level 180. Oops, not KL. But yeah, this is what was great about the Embraers. You could do this, and then you could put that on your flight plan, and it would literally, boom, as soon as it was input, it would pop it up, it'd give you a vertical profile. You could spin this to 18,000 or the final approach fix altitude if you wanted to, manage it up, and the airplane would go all the way there, start a descent when it was time, cross that fix at that speed and altitude, and a good deal. So the Embraers were definitely more advanced as far as cockpit tech. So, all right, it's about time to enter some destination data. So while we're down here, let's go ahead and get an ATIS. Kodiak? Oh, man. Might have to do the Kodiak. I might have to do the Kodiak. You guys have been asking for it. You guys have been asking for that Kodiak. Weather requests. All right, variable at 3, 29 or 9 or 5. So let's go. We're not going to come down at 340. Let's come down at. What the heck? We'll come down at 3 now. Clear, clear, clear. Oh, my click spots are off. Let's come down at 320 knots. 80, 320. Next phase, 29er, 9er, 5. Temperature is 29. Wind is variable at 3, so we'll just put 040 in there. Variable at 3, we could land a different runway, but we want to do a VNAV. All right, so with the VNAV, I'm sorry, not VNAV, RNAV. With the RNAV approach, we don't need any LS push buttons. Let's take a look at the approaches, or the approach itself. Flaps 1 plus F gives you flaps and slats. Flaps 1 on the ground is just, flaps 1 in flight is just slats. On the ground, you get 1 plus F. All right, we set RNAV to 3.5, which already pinned. I could have just went pin charts. All right. Here we go. Final 349, Piggy 1700, LPV doesn't apply. We are LNAV, VNAV capable. We're not an LPV approved 320, so we are going to use LNAV, VNAV minimums, which is 384 feet. We'll put 384 in the barrel. We'll be config full. And because I don't have brake pedals, we're going to use medium brakes. And let's do a landing distance assessment. Basically, visual approach backed up with the RNAV, 349 final. Piggy on the VDP is 1,700 feet. Minimums for us are LNAV VNAV of 384. Touchdown is 103. Be stable by 1,103 feet. TAA, terminal arrival area, 30 nautical miles from initial approach fix. Gives you your sector altitudes coming in here, which we're going to be about 3,000 feet from this direction. Out of 30 miles and then 2,100. So that's cool. No PT required. We'll probably just go direct. Well, is there a PT in here? Yeah, we'll go direct to O'Buffy now. We'll get that sorted. But landing on runway 35 would be a left-hand turnoff. We'll do an analysis here. We got 7,000 feet of long, paved, dry runway. Probably roll it to the end Alpha 1, so we may not even need medium brakes. Let's go ahead and do a arrival performance check. We're going to land on PNS 35. Apply the METAR. Landing weight, let's take the worst case right now, 141 even. We'll be a little bit less than that, but we'll do 141.0. We're going to do low auto. We'll see what it does with low auto brake. Max reverse, auto thrust, flaps full. And what am I missing? It is dry. All right, medium auto brake. So this number, make sure I didn't miss TOD. This number, 5,200 feet, is our landing distance remaining. Landing distance assessment, we need 7,004 feet. Oh no, that's 7,004 feet of runway. Landing distance remaining, landing distance required, 5,200 feet plus an additive here. So 5984 is what we need to land with our additive. This takes into account crossing the threshold over a 50-foot obstacle. It is not 5,203 feet of ground roll required. So you have to remember, this is your total landing distance crossing the threshold at 50 feet over an obstacle, landing in the touchdown zone and decelerating. So we always put an additive. Some airlines are different. We use 15% with an additive about 15% here, 1.15. Our factored landing distance is 5984 with medium auto brakes. It's interesting that it wouldn't give us low. Low factored 84. That seems pretty high. That seems pretty high at this weight. But we'll go medium brakes to make it happy. Again, that is your complete crossing over the threshold and landing. And with variable at 3, it does it properly. It takes it as a tailwind there for performance. So it gives you the worst case scenario. All right, we are ready to go. Just another, what do we got here? We'll go direct to O Buffy. Insert that. We don't need the hold, so it should clear it out, actually. Let's go direct to the second O Buffy without the hold. No PT required. Direct to O Buffy. Let's take a look at that. Oh, yeah, no PT required. We just got to make sure we're Johnny on the spot with the decel. So this is a good reason why I put the ring in there as well, because now we had all those nice waypoints, right, that we created, but because we got a new direct, maybe ATC gave you one or whatever it have you, you still have your fixed ring there in a pinch. Now, yeah, you can always go back in there and put it back down, but I know I got my fixed ring in there. But let's try it. Let's try it off of O Buffy. So let's do wing nut if you wanted it proper coded. So O Buffy, I want to cross O Buffy at 30 miles from O Buffy. So I'm going to put it on top of O Buffy. We'll insert that. Oh, I hate this heading track first thing. All right, I'm going to insert that, and that PBD02 now, because remember, PBD01 we already created, but it disappeared. I want to cross 02 at 250 knots. Oh, I can't do it that way in this airplane. I want to cross it at 250 knots and 10,000 feet, 30 miles from O Buffy in the descent. So now I will have a vertical plan. Let's re-nav it up here. We're back in nav mode. I should have a vertical plan to get down, and there it is, right here. So TOD is in about 10 miles. 10 miles. Clear as mud, you got all that? There'll be a test at the end of the stream. Is your stick just on a Thrustmaster desk clamp? My side stick is on a J-peen desk mount. Yeah, it's a clamp. I think it was J-peen or whatever. There's some good ones. There's Monstertek. Monstertek is the best that money can buy, probably. Pretty expensive, though. I have some of my bigger equipment on Monstertek stuff, but my joystick is on just a JPEIN, I believe is what it's called. I got it off Amazon. Test on Sunday? You got it, Steven. Test on Sunday. Man, we actually might need to shoot this approach. All right, I got 10,000 set in the window. We are managed descent, throttling back. Sounds are throttling up. Here we go. Always learning, watching your stream. Speedbird, hey man, that makes me happy. That's why I do it, my friend. That's why I do it. We're in the descent now. Thrust is coming back. That's a little bit too loud. Too steep path ahead. We'll be fine. Don't worry about it. I'm a professional. Broken at 2,900. So yeah, we actually might need to shoot this approach, no doubt. You just learned so much, Flight Sim guy. Nice. J6R, good to see you, my friend. Nice wings, nice set of wings you got there, J6R. Good afternoon. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Welcome. There's that thrust. Now we're going to idle. The other day I was flying on an American 321 Neo ETOPS config. Nice. Just peeking into the cockpit, it looked like I saw a secondary TCAS. Yes, you did. You did. Captain Bob, you did. It's a pretty sweet enhanced TCAS scenario. I don't think there's any sim that even has them out there. It's a very neat tool. Basically, it's a dedicated TCAS instrument. You can select and scroll ADS-B data. So on that TCAS instrument, you can select an airplane. You can see its ground speed. You can see its call sign, the airline, obviously, call sign, airline, flight number, all that information. So it's another tool that is a complete game changer when it comes to situational awareness for traffic. The best time to use that is when, let's say you're in trail going somewhere busy, DFW, LAX, Kennedy, Chicago. You're in trail with a bunch of these 737s that don't know what ground speed mini is, and they're still flying on 1930s tech. So you're probably going to be eating them up even though you're at your final approach speed because you're using ground speed mini. So you can select the airplane in front of you that you're following. You can see its ground speed, and you can see if your ground speed mini is, I've seen it upwards of 160 knots, you may have to manually select speed and scroll it back so you don't overtake that aircraft and or break the separation and have to get a go around. So that is one of the best uses for that tool, tracking other airplanes' ground speeds when you're on approach. But yeah, indeed, that's what you saw is basically an enhanced TCAS instrument. It's very neat. It's got a lot of data on it. I have to do my recurrent training on it as well this month. I've been going through all my recurrent training right now. I've got to do my online training, and I haven't done that section yet, but maybe after I do that section, I'll talk about it more on stream when I have it more fresh in my memory, because it's one of those things where, like, you don't use it, you lose it, but all the technical terms, I want to make sure I'm saying the right thing, so. Is there anything against turning off the autopilot and hand flying mid-cruise? Max racing, yes. Once you're at RVSM altitude, you need your autopilot engaged. Now, if you don't have an autopilot, that's fine, but you have to get a block altitude and or you won't be cleared into RVSM. So, just depends. RVSM stands for Reduced Vertical Separation and Monitoring. 1,000-foot separations. So, you can't do that without autopilot. And if you are, ATC has to make a special case for you. So they either give you a block altitude or they got to keep traffic away from you. All right, we're 20.8. We're on the descent. Things are looking good. Let me get flight recorder ready. Not a bad little Sunday afternoon stream, if I don't say so myself. Only dropped 0.1% frames, and 0.05 of those frames dropped like right when I hit go live, so things are looking up. Make sure, if you haven't already, guys, please smash down that like button for me. I know I didn't put any notifications out, no push notifications out for the stream other than just a mini one in the Discord. So doing internet testing, stability testing, but it does indeed help. I think the last two streams I did are already over 400 likes. So if you're watching this on replay, completely free, it does make a difference when you hit the like button. It allows the content to be shared. It allows the channel to be put in the algorithm. And we got some catching up to do because we were on basically a 6-week leave of absence. All right, there's 18,000 feet. 29 or 9 or 4 is set once, twice, and 3 times. Seatbelt sign is on. Descent checklist, please. Approach checklist. Briefing complete. Approach stable by 1,100 feet. ECAM status is checked. Seatbelts on. Minimums 384 set. Anti-ice 1 and 2 is off. And altimeters are 2994. Approach check complete.
Glad you're back and that there is a weekend stream. So tough to get on during the week. Consider this donation my gift to the diaper fund. Love what you do, sir.
Flight Sim Fanatic, man. I appreciate the massive $20 bank angle check right back at you, dude. Thank you so much for that. And I know it's tough. I stream. That's a good thing and bad thing about my profession is a lot of times I work weekends. I actually prefer to work weekends and be off during the week, but 99% of America it's the other way around, right? Or basically 99% of the other world, maybe not that much, is backwards. So I know it's difficult to catch them live, but it's always a pleasure when you can catch a live stream, and I appreciate the support that's going straight to the diaper fund. My wife's already complaining. She ordered 1 box of diapers for our son, and she does not like them, so she's going back to the other brand. and that'll go straight to it, Flight Sim Fanatic. I'll Venmo it to her right now. Appreciate the support. Are you going to FS Expo? JSIC R, man. Does not look good, man. I got 2 trips. I'm actually going to be in San Antonio. I won't be far from the expo. I got a double Houston overnight the week before the expo. And then the week of the expo, I have a double San Antonio overnight. I'm trying to get rid of it. I'm going to try to drop it. But I have no, as of right now, it does not look good, man. It's a back-to-back trip, too, which kind of stinks. It basically... It's a 3-day trip, backs right into a 2-day trip. All right, now, Mr. Phoenix, you plan on slowing to 250 knots? I don't think so. We're going to go speed brakes out here. We're actually on the front side of the descent. That's pretty good to see. That's normal. 1,000 to level off. I got the hiccups. Excuse me, guys. 11,000 to level off, or 1,000 to level off out of 11. Speed brakes out. There is our decel to 250. Beautiful. So now what I'll do is I'll actually select 250, 250 knots, and then we will activate and confirm. Approach phase is activated, and we're looking for the brick and the stick. So there's our stick over there. We're showing at 250 knots, and you'd probably get a clearance Frontier Flight 357. Send and maintain 5,000. Send and maintain 5,000 Frontier Flight 357. Wing lights on. External lights are on. Landing lights, I should say. Speed brake can go in. And here we go. Remember, we have that set. My wheels are not, I gotta remember not to roll back here, so. All right, I think we're good. I got my flip-flop behind my chair, so I think we'll be okay. Cacao, good to see you, man. Little poop monsters, God bless them. Cacao, good to see you, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Hope you got some time off, man. Off on a Sunday, that's good. Some weekends off. Arlen says, I don't know if you ever heard of this issue, but as of late, my sim keeps getting choppy right on touchdown. Ooh, great FPS, 40 otherwise, but goes to crap right at touchdown. INI LAX PMDG 737. I think it's probably going to have to do with your INI LAX scenery. Maybe dial it back a little bit when you're flying into LA. Maybe dial down the level of detail on your settings and just try it. If that doesn't work, like what you could do is you could literally just put the level of detail all the way down to 0. Try an approach. If you don't get the stutter at all, that means you're onto something and that you might be able to fix it by tweaking that setting. If you still get that stutter, then you might have to do some more digging on that. If anybody, the best channel in the world for diagnosing issues with your sim and how to maximize your performance, Q8 Pilot, maybe ask him when he goes live too. He probably will have some ideas that you could try. Alert box was muted. Cali Simmer, $5 bank angle check, man. Appreciate you. Headwind just released VNAG of the 339. It's alpha, but who cares? Long hauls, here we come. Cali Simmer, thank you so much for the support, man. I appreciate the $5 bank angle check. Right back at you. And, all right, you guys, I will be fully waiting for a review from Team Vodka, Cali Simmer, all y'all that are going to be on that 339. I need you guys to let me know what you think of it in the Discord and if it's worth me diving down that rabbit hole, because trust me, I would love to do some 330 ops. Would love it. Brick and stick, say la Airbus. Yeah, Lauren, brick and stick. Do you like having your trips, or would you prefer to do a 2-sector day back to base every day? You mean like a day trip or a turn? It depends. It depends, Flight Dispatch. Like, day trips are good, but driving to and from the airport every single day does get tiring. Now, if you live really close to the airport, then yeah, for sure. Home every night. Matter of fact, there's a couple airlines, at least I think who does that? Allegiant? They're all day trips, basically. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I think the 3-day trip is the best length of time, especially if you get a 3-day trip that starts late and even better, like a gold nugget 3-day trip is a trip that starts late and ends early. So you get to stay at home, stay with your kids, have breakfast, whatever on day one, and then you go to the airport in the evening. And then if you can get back before like noon on that third day, and that's awesome. It's almost get paid for 3 days, but it's almost like a 2.5 day trip, really. If you want a cognate answer from Kuwait, go to his Discord. Yes, probably a great idea. All right, we are 3,000 Obuffy at 2, so 6 miles from Obuffy. We could start down. We'll hold it here. We're 25 degrees C. We're shooting a practice RNAV approach. Real life, you'd probably be direct to the field and on a visual, full-blown visual. But let's try an RNAV. We haven't done an actual RNAV in a while, so let's sync it up. Let's get the automation going, and then once we see the airport, which is a payware, Pensacola, looked really good. We'll turn all the automation off, and we'll see how we do on touchdown. My landings on this last trip, I gotta say, I was not impressed. I was kind of chunking them on this last 3-day trip, especially last night. Flight attendant even said something. Can't believe it. On the escalator on the way to the crew van, she's like, "Who landed?" I'm like, "Me." Take it easy, GJ Cat. The 787 with the new avionics is a solid long hauler. Interesting, Duff Man. Lauren, I don't live in the middle of nowhere, I swear. It's only like an hour drive to civilization. Alright, let's go ahead and practice this. Frontier Flight 357, descend and maintain 2000, maintain 2 tel established, cleared RNAV to 35 approach. 2 tel established, cleared RNAV, 35 approach, Frontier Flight 357. Thrust idle, open descent, app nav, cleared approach, and then we would get clear to land. I don't want to forget, so we got all our lights on. Now, theoretically, this should come in here, intercept, we'll get a final lap, and we'd be good to go. Now, I'm going to hustle down to about 2,000, and you see the break in the sticks here? This is a level off. This is the continued descent out of 2,000. I'm going to use this window of time. I got enough distance here to slow it up to 180 directly. So there's no need right now to freak out, pop the speed brakes, and be like, oh my god, I'm going to be too high and too fast. No, we're ahead of the game here. We got plenty of distance to slow down once we reach 2,000 feet. So let the airplane come down at 250 knots. Comes down nicely. We're doing 2,200 feet a minute. And the trick is, as soon as you start leveling off, you go straight to 180 before the thrust bumps up there. So let's see if we can pull that off here. Stephen, 1,000 to level off check. Do you leave IRS on during a turn? Yes, Alex. It depends on how much drift you have. But yeah, during a turn, yeah, leave the IRS on. Do a fast alignment if you need it. So turn all 3 off and then all 3 on within 5 seconds. That's a fast alignment. Only takes about a minute. All right, so we're starting to level off. I'm going to go right to 180. Look at that. Thrust will stay at idle. Speed's coming back. Speed out star. Staying at idle. Let's go ahead and start the recording. And as soon as we get our VFE next, there it is, -10. Flaps 1, here we go. Beautiful sandy beaches. Alex, good to hear it, man. Look how bright that sand is through the sun over there. All right, here's the turn. There's VFE next -10. Let's go flaps 2. I use Flight Recorder, Aviation Blaze. Best recorder out there, man. It's free 99 off the FlightSim.to. You can save replays, you can record. It's perfect, man. So if you do a turn on stream, say you want to fly in, you could record your landing, do a full-time turn, go back to your other destination, and watch both replays. Oh man, look at that right under the clouds there like that. All right, so we're right on profile, y'all. We're 2,000 feet, 180 knots, flaps config 2. Let's enjoy this here as we come in over What is it, Destin? I think that's a little further west. Head hovering over the flaps handle. I rocked one in LaGuardia. Pow, right? Hey, Cacao, it happens, man. It happens. And did I ask for flaps? The flap breachers. Oh, man. Some of the memes, flap breacher memes. Great. All right, we're 2,000 feet, 180 knots. We got to be stable by 1,000. So theoretically, if the drag model is correct, I don't know why we're accelerating here, we should be able to manage speed, gear down. What is happening here? Something is being funky with the Phoenix today. Something is being funky. Theoretically, we're going to do this. As soon as we hit our descent, which is right about now, I'm going to manage it up. And right about meow. Gear down. Speed brake arm, via Phoenix, minus 10, flaps 3. Final lap. We'll make go around altitude 3,000. On altitude set, 3,000 blue. Via Phoenix, minus 10, flaps full. Landing checklist. The gremlins are definitely in the Phoenix today. We might have to just be back on the fly-by-wire gang. All right, landing checklist, cabin crew advise, auto thrust, speed. Auto brakes are medium. ECAM memo, landing all green. Landing checklist is complete. Look at that, guys. 700 feet of buffer, and we were 180 knots, flaps 2, no speed brake required. So that's why that window is so important. 2,000 feet above touchdown zone, 180 knots at flaps 2, you're golden. As soon as you start down, manage the speed up so it decelerates, throw the gear down, you're good to go. Now I'm going to turn off the first officer's flight director. Matter of fact, we know how it works. We'll just do this. We'll go hand fly this sucker. Let's just hand fly. Give me the bird. That was a great RNAV approach. Whoop-de-doo. We get down there to minimums, click it off and land. Let's hand fly. We still have our brick. We'll follow our brick here. 3 degrees, putting the tail of the bird right on the horizon line. Auto thrusts. I'm going to leave it on now. We'll see how it does. I may turn it off. She doesn't seem very happy.
1,000.
We're 1,000 feet stable. Really, that was a rat out. 1,000 would have been about 1,100 feet. Uh-oh.
Loopy ANS this morning. NAV 26. Very pretty approach. Flying this city per IRL in a few days to go to BFN and ride 981 delivery. Let's coordinate a Q&A stream soon.
Dude.
Sorry to us sterile cockpit on approach.
Wrong side sim, the man. Look, I'm all high. I'm 4 white. Let me land this thing. I'll get back to you, my man. Jeez, wrong side sim over here trying to make me violate this approach.
100 above.
Landing. Thank you for the $10 super bank angle check, man. Appreciate you.
Minimum.
Where's my second red? Oh, we're definitely a little high. No, we're not that high.
50, 40, 30, 20.
Yes, we are.
10.
Oh boy.
5.
Go around. Go around flaps. Positive rate. Gear up. It was legal, but that's unacceptable. That was legal, but unacceptable. Mantug, go around tracks, Frontier Flight 357. See you in the go around. Turn right, fly heading 040. Climb and maintain 3000. Climb and maintain 3000, heading 040, Frontier Flight 357. There's a positive tram, work it back. Thrust climb, open climb, auto thrust. Low run that nose down. 1,000 to level off. There's our F speed. Let's go flaps 1. Speed checks, flaps 1. I should be good on the go-arounds. We had to do one last week. I blame wrong side. Speed alt star. I blame wrong side sim on that, 100%. 100%. All right, help myself out here. We're gonna go autopilot 1, speed out. I'm gonna select speed. I'm gonna come back to 180 just because I don't want to be screaming. We'll stay at flaps. All right, let's just be real, somewhat realistic here. Let's go up to 2. We'll do 230. Frontier flight 357. Turn right, heading 080. There's S-speed, flap 0 after takeoff checklist. Reason for go around donation. Dude, you win chat message of the day. All right, let me resequence this box here, and we're gonna get to Mr. Wrong Side, making me go around and stuff. I will reactivate, and what happened to our approach? Where'd it go? Did it clear it out? I think it did. All right, let's keep coming all the way around. 160, we're 3,230 knots. Oh, interesting here.
Another 10 for the distraction, lol. You were at 2,500 feet when I started my last donation. I do troll the absolute hell out of shack oatmeal with donations on short
Pensacola traffic was 3495, 10
is
mile
moving.
final for runway 35.
Mr. Wrong Side. Dude, appreciate you, man. Another 10 for the distraction. Oh, man. There we go. RNAV 35, nose star, return, secondary, activate. All right, there it is. We're speed out heading. Oh, Buffy's back out there at 2,000 feet. Let's go ahead and work it back, 210-ish knots. Wrong side sim, dude. All right, let's get to this. Thank you so much, man, for the support. Appreciate the combined $20 of bank angle checks there. You're the man. Appreciate you. Flying the city pair in real life a few days to go. Hey, I am too. Wrong side. I'm going to be there on. I'm flying this city pair. Are you on my flight? Dude. I'm doing it on Tuesday. I'm doing it on Tuesday. Come along. Come along with me, man. Appreciate the support, dude. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. And we are going to get together some side soon. I would say, look at my schedule here. Maybe the end of this week. Do you have days off, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Either end of this week or maybe after Memorial Day weekend. You let me know, man. Send me a text. Appreciate the support, dude. We'll get together for sure. All right, now to explain that on the PA. Well, folks on the flight deck here. Sorry about that go around down there. They had traffic on the runway, so out of an abundance of caution, we just went around. We're going to come back. We'll give it another shot here. We appreciate your patience. We're on the ground in about 5 minutes. All right, PA is made. Lied to them. VFE next minus 10 flaps 1. Let's try this again. I'm going to stop that replay, and I'm going to save it as the go around. And once that's saved, I will start a new replay. We did the what was that landing rate on that last one anyway?
Nappy's paid for his $20 for more bourbon.
Oh man, ran cool. Appreciate you, man. $20 bank angle check right back at you. $20. I'm gonna need more bourbon now. I got after that go around. We're gonna. This is. Hey, the rule is, if we got to do a go around.
Traffic was 3495, 3 miles final for 35.
All right, he's 10 miles out. We'll let him do his thing. Pensacola traffic. Frontier flight 357. We're on downwind runway 35 on the go around. We'll come back, try it again outside of O'Buffy, Pensacola. The rule is, my rule is, if we have to do a go around at any point during our trip, and we successfully complete the go around without having to do any paperwork, drinks are on me for the rest of the trip. So that's the rule. Doesn't matter who has to go around, doesn't matter who calls to go around. If we have to do a go around and there's no paperwork filed, drinks are on me. Wrong side says, VYDM, I'm flying on Wednesday. Oh, I am, dude. Wrong side. I am doing the round trip on, I'm doing the round trip on, what day did I say? Tuesday. I'm doing the round trip on Tuesday, 2 p.m. Come with me, dude. Get in that jump seat. Let's go. Bourbon Airlines would have never gone around. Oh, if Rancool keeps popping off the bourbon donos, then we're going to be doing a lot of go-arounds. Appreciate it again, Rancool. All right, guys, let's actually do this proper. 180 knots. I will say, though, and this was taught to me at a very young point in my career, a stable approach. Let me back that up. The number one key to a good landing is a stable approach. If you have a stable approach, your chance of having a really good landing, a smooth landing on touchdown zone, on the center line, are much higher than if you have an unstable approach. I would wager to say that, man, 80% of the times you have a bad landing or a landing that is less than adequate, you probably didn't have a stable approach. And that starts out on the final. So we didn't really have a stable approach. We were kind of oscillating up and down, and then wrong side had to come in here and distract me. So, but that's, you know, distractions and jokes aside, that really is a thing. So whether you're a private pilot or a student pilot and you're working on landings, keep that in heart. A stable approach will lead to a stable landing. Not all the time. You still got to do some work, but most of the time. All right, Directo Buffy, cleared approach. Here we go. We are final app nav. Pensacola traffic's Frontier Flight 357. Trying this for the second time. RNAV 35, just outside of O'Buffy, Pensacola. Donations equal unstable approach. Wrong side, dude. If you can make it happen, that'd be sweet, dude. Harlan says, V1, you're right on about the value of the sim environment with Microsoft. I got spatially disoriented for the first time ever in a sim without VR. Didn't know that was possible. Yep, Harlan, absolutely. Absolutely, man. The sim is, you know, we look at it as a sim and something fun to do as a hobby, but it really, truly is a teaching tool and a training tool. It can really help you. So, all right, we got to get to 2,000. Thrust idle, descent, 2,000 feet. We're already flaps 2, 180, so we don't have to worry about slowing down. Well, let's watch this again. Do you ever utilize speed brakes on descent? Yes, of course. Yeah, in the Airbus, you almost have to use them sometimes. Almost have to. GNR's a stable approach and no distractions, like someone handing you a wad of dollars, for example. And now I'm going to miss... Where's PGA Championship? I got to tune in. Let me check. What hole is Brooks Koepka on? I need an update. Oh, he's 9 under. And he's through 5. All right, good. We still got plenty of time. Ooh, Victor Hovland's on his tail, 7 under. All right, we got time. We're gonna butter this, and then we gotta go. It's 3:50. Shoot, 4:30. I gotta get the wings fired up. Man, y'all are killing me here. There is no go-arounds are not an option on this one. He just bogeyed the 6th. Oof. Stable approach might not equal stable landing, but an unstable approach guarantees an unstable landing. That is a great way to put it. That is a great way to put it, Chaos. Alright, how are we looking? How far out are we? Pensacola traffic, Frontier Flight 357, 10-mile final, 3-5, Pensacola. Alright, we're final app nav. Winds are swirly birds. We might try it. Nah, what 19 knot crosswind? Jeez. Yeah, it's just one leg today, man. Just one leg. I should already be on the way back. Back home. Alright, as soon as we catch the descent... I'm actually going to start it a little bit early because technically the field's at 100 feet. So 2,000 above field would really be 2,100, right? So we'll do 2,100, which we're already below that. So we're kind of shorting ourselves a little bit. So I'll start slowing down just a tad before. Winds are definitely swirly, though. Variable at 3 is not accurate. Definitely owe the FO lunch, Cacao. V1 is demonstrating go-home fever in the sim today. Steven, you're right, man. Get theiritis, and it doesn't help that I have to pee, so... Oh, man, look at that, though. I just want to go hang out here. I need to go on vacation. Them wings won't smoke themselves. Nope, they won't. All right, flight recorder is on for the second approach. Here's final lap. Manage speed, gear down, arm the speed brakes. VFE next -10, flaps 3. Here we go. Final lap, go around altitude, set 3,000 blue. VFE next -10, flaps full, landing checklist. God, I love those flap sounds. All right, landing checklist, cabin crew advised auto thrust is speed. Auto brakes are medium. ECAM memo, landing all green, landing checklist is complete. All right. Once you fall off the bicycle, you got to get back up and fly it. So autopilot off, give me the bird. We could have RNAV'd it down, but I need to. Once you go around, don't get shy, and just use automation. Turn that stuff off and get right back into flying. All right, so from that last approach, I had a tendency to be high. We know pappies and stuff are messed up in the sim, but that's still not really an excuse. If we know we're going to be high, then we're just going to come in a little bit lower.
1,000.
Stable, clear to land. If we don't make this one, we're going to have to do an auto land. That, or I guess my internet will go out and the stream will just disappear. No distractions. This is like 10 gusting 19 from the left. Variable at 3, my butt. Alright, this is where I got high last time. Keep driving down. See, he wants to come up, keep driving down. There is something with the Fenix, though, because that pitch attitude is way excessively low. There we go. How you like 3 reds?
$100. 50. 40, 30, 20, retard.
Oh, come on, don't balloon on me again.
10, 5.
Spoilers, reverse green, a decel. 70 knots, manual brakes. We can make this next one. The whack. Definitely legal, Team Vodka. Slow it down, cowboy. Alright, let's stow them. Let's go ahead and clear. Your tray table was down. A 258? Hey, I'll take a 258. I will take it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pensacola.
Till wrong side. This is how you time a dono.
Callie Simmer, appreciate it. Indeed, man. Yeah, see wrong side after landing. I appreciate you, Callie Simmer. Thanks for the support, man. All right, we're going to leave the lights on for replay purposes. But this scenery, guys, check this out. We're going to go right over here. We'll park next to this Merkin. We'll park right there. This looks really good, actually. It actually does look really good. No sponsor plug. I just picked it up before the stream. 20 bucks or so, I think. can't even tell you who the dev is, honestly. I forgot. My tray table was up, but it fell down. Oh, you guys are savage. Come on, 250? That's not that hard. Y'all would be surprised. Real life, 90% of the landings y'all have been in have probably been 200 plus mark. Maybe 150 to 200. 250s are probably common. That's what I gotta do. I gotta go print the load 15 report on my next trip. We'll start measuring it up. All right, don't touch tips with that airplane over there, and we'll erp it right. Erp. Ooh, that was right on the spot. Brakes are set. Oh, I should have stopped the record. Let's reconfigure. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna watch this replay first, and then we're getting out of here. Replay mode is on. Sail is paused. And real quick, let's take a look here. Look at this. Oh man, look at this terminal. We got people walking around and stuff. There's American 321 over there. Guys, this is really good. This is really good. Unknighted right there. I like this airport. Really good frames too. Beautiful. Probably going to have to revisit this, maybe with some ATR ops, Silver Wing, something like that. Neat little airport. I like little airports like this. Small enough you can get bigger airplanes in here, but also large enough to get big airplanes, but small enough to be kind of niche. All right, here we go. Let's go replay. And then we'll do the go around on before I leave. So I'm going to zoom it forward. Speed. You don't want to hear that in the airplane. That makes me nervous just hearing that. We're flaps full. All right, let's take a look. This was a 250, y'all said. 258. I will be the judge. I will be the judge, jury. Hopefully not executioner. Let me release the brake. Is that a Skybus Airbus? I think it was. But see, something with the pitch, something. Like, I never, that means you're 0G, basically. When the center of your flight director is in the donut, you are basically 0G. That's what they teach when we do upset recovery. So something is off. Something is off. But no excuses. No excuses. Everyone else can land this airplane. I should have no excuse. All right, we'we'll do an inside window view here first. Let's see how we did. Power to idle. Balloon, man. That would not balloon like that. I don't know. We'll see. Set her down. That didn't seem all that hard from inside. We'll take a look outside. Here's the cool part, though, when you go right over the runways and then you can see the terminal. D-cell. I probably should have disconnected from VATSIM. Sorry if anybody was on there. Thank you, Lazaros. All right, we'll stow that. That didn't look bad from the inside, but let's take a look. Let's be the actual judge here. Let's go outside. Let's see how we did. Something is screwy, Elmer Fuckboys. Yeah. Look how nose low. I mean, that's. Anyway, here we go. I mean, it wasn't smooth. But I don't think anybody would have noticed anything different. I tell you what, I think my landing last night was harder than that. But look at that pit. Yeah, that's something ain't right. Something ain't right. It must be something to do with the winds. 6 out of 10. I agree with you, Keko. I'll take a 6 out of 10 on that. Yeah, Lauren, not the biggest runway here either. That's the thing. You get one shot at the flare. If it doesn't butter, you just have to set it down. Because you can definitely milk it. You can like kind of ease the pressure back, kind of release that pressure, and get another butter, but that takes time. See how much energy we had? I don't know. I just held it. So, literally right here, I'm like, yeah, I could milk this and butter it, but when you got 7,000 feet, I just held it. We touched down. Second touchdown marker, well inside. We still made that second turn off. So not too bad. All right, let's take a look at the replay and then the other replay, and then we're gonna do. All right, so I'm going to stop replay, and then I gotta load the other one. Don't mind what's going on. Go around Pensacola. I'm gonna load this replay, and we'll see if this one was barely legal. All right, so we're back in it. Let the sim catch up here. How are the bathrooms at Pensacola? Flight sim guy, they're not bad. Depends on what side of where you're going. The gate that we parked at over there, on that side, they're pretty crowded. If there's not a lot of people there, it's not terrible. But if there's like everybody's ready to depart at the same time, it's outdated and it's got that humid, sticky Florida urinal smell when you walk in. But there is a Chick-fil-A down the street. I forgot to look to see if the Chick-fil-A was modeled. All right, here was our go around. Let's do go around from inside view from like right here, because that's always kind of fun to hear that spool up. Want to fly my red eye tonight? Oh, cat cow, no thank you, man. I'm gonna go home, open up a bottle of bourbon, cry about how I can't land the Phoenix in the sim and that I should just quit streaming. So that's what I got on for the night, and I'm gonna smoke some wings out. But I'll be thinking about you, Catco. I'll have the I'll have my wings, my bourbon, watching some golf. I'll be thinking about you on that red eye, man. Someone's got to do it. Someone's got to do it. Albuquerque to Kennedy. Hey, at least you have a tailwind. At least you have a tailwind. Flight dispatch, no wishes. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Chick-fil-A does make everything better. All right, here we go. So we're coming down. Passengers are like, what the hell's going on? There's 1,000 footers. This is when Team Vodka goes, uh-oh. Ooh, that may not have been legal. That may not have been legal. Go around flaps. Oh, that's pretty cool. Positive brake, gears up. You don't get to see that in replay very often. That's pretty cool. All right, let's pause it. Let's go back. Now we'll see. I gotta lower the gear though. I gotta lower the gear though in the replay, right? Yeah, so we gotta get the gear down. Hopefully the gear will come down before we touch down. Cole Sollenberger, you're making steaks tonight? Jealous, dude. I was gonna make them tonight, but I don't eat steaks before going on a trip. That's a rule. Night before, no steaks. 5 a.m. meat sweats are a real thing, dude. Alright. Fubar, take it easy, man. We'll see you, dude. Enjoy your night as well. Caleb. Nice. Alright, let's see how we did here. One, two. Ooh. I don't know. That was another real close one. I don't know. Alright, so we're just about to touch. Yep, we're in. There's the smoke. We're on the ground. Barely legal yet again. I'm gonna have to make an emoji. That might get me banned or demonetized. Barely legal. Alright, guys. Thank y'all for the fun. Thank you for the good times here. Appreciate y'all tuning in on a surprise afternoon Sunday stream. Hope you enjoyed the content. Until next time, y'all stay safe, stay healthy. I'm off flying the real thing. See you on the shorts videos. I'm V1. See ya!